Hello and welcome back to another episode of Financially Forever After. We are your hosts today, Lindsey and
Carina.
She's been on the show with us before, but Carina, for those who might have missed that episode, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Carina Smaus, and I am a financial advisor here. I have a 20-year-old daughter and a crazy puppy right now that keeps me busy. But
What kind of dog is it again? I forgot.
A Doberman.
A Doberman, yeah. It's a she?
Yes.
Is she going to get pretty big?
She's already probably like 70 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
And well, I'm just excited now because she is going to puppy daycare.
Oh, perfect.
So now she gets to make friends.
Okay.
So hopefully
that'll mellow her out, make her tired for the rest of the day.
Yes.
That's exciting. And then your daughter is she a sophomore this year?
Yes.
Sophomore at the university.
Yes.
So that's exciting.
Yes.
How are things going with a college student?
It is interesting.
Yeah.
So she's on now her third major.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
That's okay.
It's good to figure things out.
Yeah.
Well, you're still younger.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's so true.
well, she was first in music.
Yeah.
And now next was math.
Okay. That's very different
Well,
career paths there.
Teachers.
Okay.
education.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But now she is going into mechanical engineering.
Wow. Hey, you know what? She'll always have a job in that field. I feel like that's a very good choice. So kind of mathematically related a little bit.
That's the whole reason.
Yeah, that's good. That's actually ambitious. I love that.
Yeah.
Is she living on campus or does she live outside of
She
campus?
lives at home.
Yeah. Oh, at home. Okay, great. And how is that going? Having her back?
You know, she's not around much.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah.
You kind of just let them go and
Okay, that's good to
hopefully make
know.
Good choices.
I know, because we have our son, our oldest, is a sophomore this year, and I'm getting like the feeling of like that creeping up the graduation and like he's gonna be gone. But then I hear so many parents say, well, sometimes they come back.
Yes.
So, they come back, and he's already saying, and again, he's raised by a financial advisor, so this makes sense. But he's like, I don't think I'm going to go to the university. I think I'm going to go to community college and live at home and get at least my associates, and then maybe transfer. Then I'm like, oh my gosh, that's actually
It's a great
smart.
idea.
Yeah.
The only thing, again, to be mindful of is that the classes all transfer.
Yes, exactly.
That's
That
the
is
hard
true.
part because it's like my niece, she went to UNL and she had an issue with, she thought it was going to transfer. Even the advisors had said it would. It
Didn't transfer. Oh,
so then it's like, then you end up having to take one more class after.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. So yeah, making sure, there you go. For all the parents out there listening, if you have a college age, make sure they're taking classes that transfer. That makes sense too for high school, because I know at some points like you're able to take some high school courses that might transfer into college, but being aware of making sure those also transfer.
Yes. And I was talking to one of her friends and she was telling me she is going to be she's talking to going to a more of a or out of state school, and she was telling me that some of the high school classes wouldn't transfer.
Really? That she was able to take at high school?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's the whole point.
That is
You want to save money. You want to get those knocked out, and then they don't even let you transfer.
So you have to be very mindful of what that looks like.
That's good to know. That's good to know. Other than the college stuff, anything else exciting with your daughter? Anything new, changes going on?
It's interesting. Now I get opened up about things that I want to. Now she can be a little more honest with me, which is kind of fun.
She's 19?
20.
Oh, she's already 20. Wow. Yeah, I feel like that's like you're starting to become an adult, and you feel that feeling of, I'm kind of an adult. I can relate more to my parents again. Or do you feel like she's starting to growing up a little bit?
Finally starting to take a little more of my advice. But it's like with college, she really doesn't want to have any debt. So I told her, I was like, I'll help, but you have to save for half of it.
Yeah.
She's working right now. So I'm like, as long as you're saving your money and you can pay for half of your tuition, I'll pay for the other half.
Oh, that's great.
And so she's got skin in the game.
Yeah.
And
I think that's the big point, having skin in the game. Because I had friends that their parents paid for everything and they were like, I'm failing, but it's fine. I'll just retake it. Whereas my husband and I, we paid for it all. And so failing a class was like not going to happen because that was our own money, you know?
And then it's just like the student loans. I'm like, with everything being so expensive right now, that it just sets them back so much further. So I'm like, if we can get you through without any student loans, you will be way further ahead. And then you can start contributing to your Roth and doing
absolutely.
things like that right away.
Yeah,
so.
That's really good advice. And the fact that she's taking note of that at such a young age, that's really important. I think it helps that she has a mom as a financial advisor. But a lot of, females especially don't think finance wise. They leave that to their dads, and then maybe they get married and they leave it to their husbands. So that's specifically kind of what we're going to talk about today on the podcast. We've had a lot of questions from women, especially questions about finances. Maybe their husband is in charge of everything and they might not know anything as far as the finances goes. Maybe they're newly divorced and now they're left into a part of their life where they never had to handle any of the finances before, and now this is all new to them. You've had specifically instances where the husband passed away and now the wife is left with everything and she doesn't know where to look or what to do. So
it's scary. And it's like the last thing you want is to be grieving and then have a mess of a financial picture in front of you.
Absolutely.
And that's where having a plan and being aware of what's actually going on is so important. It gives you that peace of mind that without doing it, you don't,
That's good. So I want to talk about specifically for our Lincoln, Nebraska followers and listeners, we're going to be having an event that Carina is actually going to be leading, and it's going to be taking place on Saturday, February 28th, and it's going to be located at the Forum here in Lincoln, Nebraska. And Carina's just going to talk about it. She's going to break down those things that maybe you have questions about, and we're going to get into a little bit more specifics here in just a minute, but it is a free event. It's going to be at 9:30. We're going to provide some breakfast, which is awesome, and a little bit of bubblies and orange juice for those of you that don't want bubblies. But for those of you that are listeners maybe in different states, we're going to be recording this presentation so that you don't miss out. You can definitely go get the link sent to you and make sure that you're getting all of this important information, because it is important for women to know this information. So let's get into specifics today, Carina. I'm going to let you take the wheel here, and I want you to just talk about what specifically you're going to be touching on in the presentation, starting off, what's going to be occurring.
Okay, so a big piece that I'm going to be going over is kind of like the checklist that kind of breaks down what you should have in order in an event that you would pass away or your loved one would pass away, just so you know and have the understanding. And it's wonderful. It has things such as like your power of attorney, your deeds, your insurances. Like most people don't even think about this, but even like your car and auto insurance and all the passwords to all of these different sites that you have to have. You want all of these things in place for one area. And again, a good way to look at it would be like, if you woke up at 3 a.m., would you know where to go? If there was a financial crisis, what would you do?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I kind of have a leg up because obviously I'm married to a financial advisor as well. So he's kind of touched on specifics and where to go. But as far as all of our passwords and everything like that, I think I'd have to do some searching. It's not like a quick thing I could find easily. 100%. Yeah. So, are you talking passwords like for every account that you might have? Like I know my mom specific has like lockbox in a bank somewhere, and she has certain things like different places. So I'm like, even she's prepared us as the kids like for the future of like, hey, if we pass, just so you know, here's the password here. But there's so much information.
Are you guys on the actual?
We are because she works at the bank. She knows that stuff too. Yes. But again, there's so much information that they're in different places that I'd have to really go searching to see where everything is located.
100%. And that is why having a checklist and kind of even putting together your own binder of the information. But it's like your will is such an important piece of it too. Funny thing was, I actually got to talking with Liv and I was like, so if I were to pass, would you know? I'm like, I'm going to have everything all ready for you. Yeah. Just because I'm like, everybody tries to get involved when somebody passes away, and then it's the person that's in charge, but then people still try to sway one way or another. Absolutely. So that's why having those directives and everything all set it up just makes it easier for the person that has to do this.
Yeah. And speaking from, you have experience, but so do we, from Brett's mom passing. And again, luckily, Brett's a financial advisor. He already had an idea of what to do, but you're already going through a loss and grief and all the other emotions. Being unsure about where all this stuff is something you don't want to have to worry about.
No, not at all. It was interesting. Well, my dad, when he passed, he didn't have a will, so it was kind of a nightmare. But one thing my dad actually did was he had all of the tractor deed or titles, whatever you call them.
Oh yeah, because he was a farmer.
Like all the land contracts and everything all in one area, which I feel like he had some inkling that something was going to happen. But I mean, it would have been nice to have the will.
Sure.
And again, that's where you want everything all, because then you leave it to somebody else to decide what happens with your legacy. You don't want that. You want to be more in control. And again, not to leave that on to somebody else that they are fearing that that's not the decision you would have wanted.
Yeah, that's a good point. So let's talk about, you had a client specifically today you had mentioned to me. Talk about that experience for the listeners.
So I had a lady come in today and her husband had passed away about 7 months ago. So she came in and was wanting to get her RMD done and get her beneficiaries changed. Then she alerted me that she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. So I asked, I go, do you have your power of attorney? Because I'm like, that's probably a really important piece right now. Because I want to make sure that that there's somebody that can help you if you can no longer, like once you get to that point, because chances are it happens eventually. But I'm like, she thought she had it, but she didn't have it with her. So I'm like, okay, I'm giving you some homework. You're going to go home and check this out and bring it back. But here's the deal with the financial power of attorney. Not only do you want to let the person know that you want to be that, but you also want them to know how you manage your finances and what that situation looks like. Because nobody knows. I mean, a car accident could happen and you could be incapacitated and you couldn't take care of your finances. You want them to kind of have an understanding of what that situation looks like.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, talk about a little bit more in depth of what specifically this women's event is going to cover. You talked about knowing passwords, making sure you have all that, your ducks in a row, so to speak. But what are some more questions that maybe you've come across as a female advisor from other maybe female clients that maybe they had questions about or didn't know? What are some things you would specifically want to talk about that they specifically as women would want to know?
A lot of it, okay, so women kind of get some insecurities around finances just because they don't know enough. But I think a lot of women understand the basics, but it's going in the full picture and knowing you're scared of the investment piece. Like, I don't know enough about it. That's okay. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you understand. And then it's also, how do I make my money last? Women are living so much longer, and that's such a big piece. And that's another part we're going to be going over is how to make that money last, how to prepare yourself for the long game, because we're the marathon runners of life.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Both my grandpas passed away in their 70s and both grandmas lived to their 90s. So yeah, you're talking about some women living 20, 30 years past their spouse.
Yeah. So that's where you want to have that income plan. You want to make sure that you have it set up if you needed the long-term care piece or just in general, like, because everything goes up. So that's a big piece that women have questions about.
You touched on it a little bit about like a little bit of insecurity when it comes to finances. How often do you feel that you come across clients where the husband is more of he's the authoritative one in regards to making the decisions for where like all the money's going or investing? Do you feel like that happens quite often?
It was interesting. Me and Brett actually had an appointment one time, and the husband did all of the investments. So I said, he was fine with the situation, but I asked her, I said, how would you feel if he were to pass away right now? What would that look like for you? Would you know what to do?
Yeah.
And I brought up, I was like, my mom was lost. And I'm like, once my dad passed away, and I'm like, that is what we're here for. And maybe it's just a piece of what you're doing that we help with, but it's just to have somebody that understands your situation to work with and guide you through it.
Mm-hmm.
How we look at it is you're like our family. We want you to feel like family, and we want that situation to be seamless for you if you were to go through it.
Yeah, and that's great. And we've talked a little bit about this on the podcast already, but talk about it's like a binder we give to clients when they start. Talk about what's in that binder and kind of how it helps clients with their future finances.
I love it. Okay, so the binder includes, first off, it kind of goes through your 5 key areas, what we're doing and what your plan looks like. Then it kind of breaks down all of your accounts and where they're located, which is great because then you whoever that you want to be your power of attorney or even help you with your finances, they can refer back to this. But the big piece that I absolutely love is the e-money, and it's like your own personal financial website. So you can put all of your accounts on there, and you can also include in the vault in there your power of attorney, your will, your trust, any of those documents, which it gives it whoever is helping you with that a one-stop shop. As long as they know that password, then they can have a full picture of that stuff.
Yeah, that's good. Do we have an example of that on our website, on the Schunkweiler Financial website? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
We do. But if not, if that's something you're interested in even getting sent to you, you can get that. Go to our website. You can go to www.schunkweilerfinancial.com or also financially for the number 4 ever after, and we can get you those checklists as well, so you can make sure that your ducks are in a row to make sure your finances are you know where your passwords are, you know where your money's invested. That's all really good, important information. So let's circle back one more time to the event coming up, because I'm really excited about this. This is the first time we're doing a women's specifically event, and this is Carina's leading it up, and it's going to be amazing for all the women. But you know, we talk so much as women about, you know, our children, our, you know, things going on in our lives, but I feel like finances is rarely covered, and what our future looks like and where we're investing. How important do you think that conversation is for women?
I love it. Okay. So I think us as women, we want to be confident, right? Mm-hmm. That's such a big piece. And I think once you have the financial confidence, it really kind of brings your whole picture together. Mm-hmm. Like it makes your, like, I don't know, it gives you even more confidence outside of everything.
Yeah.
Just to understand what you have and what it's going to do for you.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. So again, this event is going to be taking place on February 28th. But if you're not local to Lincoln, Nebraska, do not worry. We are going to be recording this presentation for you to be able to download that link and listen to it, ask questions if you have those questions to ask. Anything else you want to cover today that we might have missed that you feel it's imperative for these women to know about for finances moving forward?
Don't feel like your questions are silly or that you don't understand. And I'm on an AI journey, so anybody, I mean, if you have questions, utilize it.
Yeah, exactly. That's good advice. I like that. And, you know, I always feel like questions give you the wisdom. And if you don't ask those questions, you're never going to know those answers. So 100%. No question is wrong. You know, it's good to have them.
And then okay, so if you have questions, you can always come onto our website, and I would be more than happy to even do like a 15-minute call with you.
Absolutely.
I love giving knowledge to people. Mm-hmm. So if I can help you in one way, that's what I'm here for.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this special episode of Financially Forever After. Again, if you want to attend that women's event, you can find it at our financial page, our Facebook page, Schunkweiler, SHUNKWILER, Financial. And you can sign up by calling that in. Again, if you are not in the Lincoln, Nebraska area, do not worry. We will be recording that, where you can find that link and sign up to get that to watch for future hours and days, and sharing with your friends. Because again, ladies, this is conversations you should be having with one another. Thank you so much, Carina, for joining us today. And thank you for listening on another episode of Financially Forever After, a Love and Money podcast. Securities offered through Great Point Capital, LLC, member SIPC. Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Acadia Life Insurance. Schunkweiler Financial is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through AE Wealth Management, LLC, acronym AEWM, a registered investment advisor. AEWM does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Acadia Life Insurance are not subject to investment advisor requirements. AEWM and Acadia Life Insurance are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast show is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. Schunkweiler Financial is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein, provided by third parties, have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Schunkweiler Financial.